Surprised to see me? Well, so am I. Anyway, today is Saturday, October 1st, and I'm headed out to meet some people from Front Rockers Chicago, and we're going for a run. I mean, maybe it's not like a run, maybe it's a jog, whatever. I'll be going like, I don't know, 2-3 miles. As always, I am fashionably late, but today it is raining cats and dogs out there, and I don't know. Let's see. The run was awesome. It was raining in the beginning, but then it cleared up. Had a great time, ran like 3.6 miles, I think. Yeah, gonna do that again. Gonna head to brunch now.
You're on Fargo, right?
Alright, so brunch was wonderful. Food was pretty good. Company was awesome. I give it an 8 out of 10. But look what I got. So this is a parking pass for next week marathon, aid station, something, I don't know. Next week, getting up bright and early Sunday morning, I don't know, 5 o'clock, and I will be volunteering at the aid station, well, at an aid station with Front Runners Chicago. David here is, I don't know, something with Front Runners, and basically, he's running. Old timer is fine. Old timer is good. Running this stuff with the marathon, sending the emails, it's just we had a very lovely conversation during brunch, and I'm gonna steal a shirt from him. That's what's happening. Here, David gave me. Let's see. You can do it. There is one T-shirt. Wait, here. Look at this. You guys will not believe it. David has a bunch of T-shirts, and I am jealous. I think I owe you guys a little bit of an explanation. You probably definitely noticed, especially if you're subscribed to me, that I have not posted any videos in a year. I have probably about 5 or 6, I guess you can call them videos, in backlog, waiting to be edited. However, I left New York, I moved to Chicago. I kind of left in a hurry because just different things in life had changed, and I wasn't feeling comfortable anymore, and I was just feeling a little stressed, and I thought that if I moved to Chicago, everything would be better. Turns out, you can live anywhere. If you are having stress and if things are going wrong, you need to find what those are, what's going on, and fix it. But essentially, I made the move to Chicago. Something happened within the first month that occupied my mind. It was wonderful. Essentially, I met someone, we dated for a little bit, and in that time, I totally ignored my needs in terms of creating my own social life here, just setting myself up with what I used to have in New York. In New York, I used to cycle, I used to run, I used to shoot video, I used to shoot photo, and I did not do this. Then it didn't work out, and I didn't have who to turn to. I didn't have anyone that I talk to on a constant basis, that I enjoy hanging out with or do things with, and instead of going out and doing that, mostly because the way it ended, I didn't actually get over it. I didn't have any friends, and instead of going to make friends, I just got busy with work and moving. And just as time went on, there was always something going on, and I was just dealing with everything in the moment instead of doing what I normally do, is planning things out, knowing things ahead of time. I do have underlying anxiety, so that kind of probably plays a part in it, which underlying anxiety means that as long as everything's great and everything's working according to plan, it's great. But when something doesn't go according to plan, that's when I don't know how to deal with things, which is what happened. I didn't have a plan for a relationship, but when it happened, it was wonderful, and then when it didn't work out, that was not something I was ready for, not something that I knew how to handle. And then for the next months, I just completely ignored it and sort of left it aside. I never got my closure, and I never got over it. And therefore, for the next number of months, all I did was work. At one point, I wanted to make friends, and I thought that I had a wonderful idea, but again, my head was in the gutter in terms of I was not thinking straight, because just in general, I was not in the right space. I took a job working at a restaurant. You'll see a video about that sometime. Yeah, I found out that was not the right place to look for friends. I really should have looked for friends organically. But when the restaurant didn't work out, I already had other issues in terms of, like, my car lease was up. Because my head was in the gutter, I also hadn't taken care of the car. It had a bunch of damages that I should have taken care of within the last 2 months, because I didn't actually drive it in the last 2 months. And instead, 3 weeks before the lease was up was when I tried to take care of it, and, of course, money, money, money. So, essentially, I took on, after the restaurant situation didn't work out, I took on a night job working weeknights. This way, at least, I had my weekends to myself. But it was just really stressful on me in terms of my schedule, because when I did have my weekends, I had no one to talk to, I had no one to hang out with, so it still felt like I didn't have a life. So much so that the past few weeks I've been mildly depressed, but then a few things happened throughout the week, just general things that made me feel bad and made me feel just not myself. Like, I'm usually a happy person, I love the world, I love people, and I love being productive, I love being creative, but I wasn't doing any of that. And then this past week, there was just, whatever, just some things happened, and then something hit me hard. Like, I saw something about my ex, and it finally hit me that it's over. Obviously, I went through the stages in terms of, like, crying, and first it was just like I couldn't do anything for a couple hours, just crying, why? And then I talked to friends, and then people that I haven't talked to in 10 months. And I find, like, I've spoken to them a little bit, but I haven't really had conversations with them. Because I had this situation, luckily I didn't just go into depression. I reached out to people after a couple hours, and I was reminded that I have wonderful friends. They just not maybe where I live. They may be in New York. Maybe some of them are online friends that I've never met. Some of them are friends that I've had great times with, but, you know, she's currently in Italy in school, and things like that. But I had conversations with a number of friends, worked through my thoughts, worked through my situation. Essentially, it opened my eyes to realize that all this time I couldn't move forward because I never really let myself get over it. I wasn't always thinking about my previous relationship, but for some reason it was just always in the way, subconscious. Enough about all that blabber. Essentially, Thursday night is when it all went down. Friday was the first day of the rest of my life. I am really excited because it's been, I think, 10 months since I've felt like this. It's a wonderful feeling. I've actually joined a couple groups as far as cycling and running previously, but I never really, like, was into it and never committed, even though I knew I should be, because I love those things. But today I went running with front runners for the second time. Last week I went and I did maybe like 2.5 miles and whatever. But this week I ran 3.6 miles. I ran with one person. We had a wonderful conversation, and then we went to brunch, and it's just such a great feeling, and I'll be volunteering next week at the marathon. It's promising to be really fun. I just wanted to let you guys know I really missed you guys. Honestly, like, my videos, when they go up, I tend to get anywhere between 45 and 100 views, and it's just really weird to me who the heck is watching these videos. But I do know, like, my core friends, like the 20 or 30 people, or maybe it's only 6 or 7 people, but the ones that watch, this is to you guys in terms of, like, just I wanted to let you guys know I'm back, I'm me. I don't know if you missed me, but I've definitely missed you. I missed the camera, but essentially, by extension, you. And I hope I can keep sharing with you all the wonderful things in my life. Not all of them, but as much as I'd like to show. Yeah, that's about it. It is currently 1 p.m. So far I've run, I've had brunch, I've networked a little bit. I've got a bunch of things to take care of. I've got cleanup to do, and organization to do, and networking to do, and talking to do, and editing to do. I'm really excited for all of it, but I think that's where I'll end this.